Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Today's webinar is entitled Why Economizing Makes Sense. My name is Vanessa Castro, and I will be the moderator of today. Why economizing makes sense? An economizer system is often referred to as a free cooling system. The slide above shows the different temperature ranges that would be optimal for energy savings. When we are in heating mode, that's when the outside air conditions are far too cold for economizing. The damper will be at minimum position, return airflow will be at max since you are recirculating the air. Additionally, heating will be on to suffice the conditions. In free cooling mode, this is where you are at maximum energy savings. The damper is at 100% open and you are utilizing fresh outdoor air for the space for free. In integrated cooling, you're still using the outside air. However, you need that extra push from the compressors to help cool the building. Since you aren't using the compressors at full extent, you still see energy savings. And then we have mechanical cooling. In mechanical cooling, that's when the outside air is far too warm to satisfy the indoor air conditions. The damper closes for outside air and both compressors turn on. It's clear that economizing makes sense. However, saving energy and compressor runtime by allowing for free cooling. However, the market was plagued with economizers that did more harm than good. The independent studies listed above are highlighting the issues with economizers, not only in the western U.S., but also on the East Coast. Economizers are malfunctioning, are set up incorrectly, are not code compliant, and are just plain broken. All these studies point to the fact that RTUs are the largest energy waster when they're not properly maintained. These issues are not just limited to the studies that are listed above. They expand to these problems as well. You have economizers with improper changeover temperatures that are incorrectly installed, wired, or set up, malfunctions that just go undetected, where you have a plug-and-hope situation, troubleshooting difficulties, maintenance issues, and limited warranty. With all these issues and independent studies, the products didn't change during this time, but a better solution was needed. If we look at another industry, for example, products have evolved over time, and manufacturers have learned from their mistakes, and more importantly, from the voice of the customer, to make end users' lives easier and more efficient. So why not the same happen for economizers? However, ultimately, over 30% of economizers have an improper changeover temperature. What good is economizing if you're under or over economizing? Let's use an example. With the changing of products, unfortunately, there are still factory defaults in the market. These factory defaults will only work for a percentage of the market if left unchanged. For example, if we use this section of the market, actually climate zones 5A and 6A, not even penetrating the other more larger economizer markets. If we use that particular factory default setting and use an example of our Sparks, Nevada facility. Sparks, Nevada has a climate zone of 5B for the high limit temperature of 75. We would be under economizing at this ASHRAE high limit if we were using the factory default of 70. If we take this past June, they had 20 days over 70 degrees. More importantly, 13 of those 20 days were between 70 and 75. Doing some simple calculations, you would be running your compressors 41% more than you would need to, which just sums up to be an energy waster. With the zip economizer, these issues are no longer relevant. With our patented zip code technology, you simply enter your US or Canadian postal code, and the system will automatically recognize your climate zone and will set the high limit changeover temperature, ensuring your compliance. Recognizing your high limit temperature as well as your climate zone removes the guesswork out of it. And more importantly, it gains back economizing hours, putting money back into your pocket. With our setup made simple, we don't have to worry of the fact that over 25% of economizers are incorrectly installed, wired, or set up. No more plug and hope here. We have onboard test sequence with acceptance tests. The zip economizer is integrated with onboard test sequences that ensure compliance with California Title 24 and verification of proper operation for the RTU. Step-by-step operation and visual verification with actuator speed up to save some time during the run test. With our plug-and-play functionality, there is self-configuration with the inputs. If it's not plugged in, you don't have to worry about setting it up. You won't even see it in the menu. And make sure you need to do everything that you have to do without bothering you with the stuff that you don't need. This just sums it up with quicker, more efficient setup and verification of operations. Being California Title 24 compliant just allows you to be ahead of the game in every energy codes and trends. California efficiency standards usually become the baseline for most manufacturers. With our onboard help, common issues on economizers of days of past that make them difficult to troubleshoot and perform maintenance on are no longer relevant. We have onboard help every step of the way to help set up and troubleshoot the economizer. The manual is built right into the base through the I button on the MMI. With up to 10 alarms, alarm counters, and alarm timestamps, it makes these smaller issues known before larger issues become relevant. So how many of us on the phone call today, see our alarm clocks look very similar to this? Well, mine does. And why is that? Mostly because you want to back up in case your alarm fails or you oversleep. The zip economizer has all the backups built right into the device. With our unmatched fault detection diagnostics, it has unmatched diagnostic capabilities as a standalone economizer system. It troubleshoots faults, initiates alarms, and reconfigures for the best operation. So what's in your RTU? Currently, economizers have improper changeover temperatures, they're incorrectly installed, wired, or set up, malfunctions that just go undetected, troubleshooting difficulties, and maintenance issues. But with the zip economizer, you get new product technology. With the patented zip code technology, acceptance test, plug-and-play capability, fault detection and diagnostics, onboard information, so the manual is built right onto the device, runtime statistics, so it's an active log of how much you're running your compressors, how much you're being occupied, and BELIMO's unmatched 5-year warranty. So which product do you want in your RTU? Now we'll open it up for any questions that we may have. Okay, it looks like we did get a question on one of the private chats. The question is from John, and the question says, how is the zip economizer, is the zip economizer California Title 24 compliant? That is a great question. Yes, in fact, it is California Title 24 compliant. We've matched and met all the specifications for fault detection and diagnostics within California Title 24. We even have a brochure called our Fault Detection and Diagnostics Guide. It lists over 30 of our alarms as well as how we troubleshoot, how we follow up to those questions, and more importantly, it lists our California Title 24 Energy Commissioning Code. Any other questions? Okay, I see we have another question, which is the zip economizer currently BACnet compatible? Right now, the zip economizer is simply for single standalone rooftop units. It is not BACnet compatible. It is something we are actively looking at and hope to have out shortly. Another question, does the zip economizer integrate with any VFDs? Yes, the zip economizer does work with VFDs. We have a publication on our website, www.zipeconomizer.com, that lists how to set up the zip economizer with VFDs and what different relays you may need in order to make that possible. there are no further questions. We'd like to thank everyone for your time. Thank you very much for attending. Just as a reminder, please go to www.zipeconomizer.com for any other items that you may need. We also have the web links there for that website that I just mentioned, as well as a quick 2-minute overview animation on how to set up the Zip Economizer. Please feel free to download the files of our product brochure and our installation and operation manual, which will have everything you need to know about the Zip and how to set it up and how to make sure it's properly working. If you have any questions, feel free to email us, and thank you for your time. Have a great afternoon.